Hey, everybody. Welcome in the building. Glad to see you here. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with the diva, okay? So nice to see you. Listen, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday and it's trending topics. We got stuff to talk about. But you know what? I'm going to make an announcement. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to try to fix something. Okay, so I got an announcement. I am committed to, regardless of my numbers. Okay, I was going to do a meet and greet when I hit 100K, but you know what I decided? Why wait? Regardless of my numbers, I'm committed to next year. I'm doing a meet and greet. It will either be in New Jersey or New York. In New York, I already know this place that I might use. Right, beautiful places, nice aesthetic. I'm going to just double check to see what their capacity level is. And then, but I'm also eyeing a place in Jersey. So details to follow. I will give y'all plenty of notice in case you want to travel to see the diva. But that's it. It's written in stone. Next year, I'm doing a meet and greet 2026. Okay. So I hope to see y'all there. And tickets will be going on sale soon. All right. So anyway, that's that announcement. But anyway, guys, it's Tuesday. It's trending topics. The title is called Sad. Y'all know what to do. Hit the like button if you're in the building. It's free. Thank you. I got mods in the building tonight. Katrina, Julius, in my opinion, much love. Thank you for being a mod. And everybody hit the like button. So Malcolm-Jamal Warner, his mother spoke. I didn't realize that his mother was his manager for so many years. She managed his career. And you know, grief is a brutal thing. One thing we all know, you're going to be, when you're born, at some point in your life, you just hope that you get to live a good life before it happens. You're going to die, right? We got a birth date, we have an end date. We don't know when our end date is going to be, right? But it's the stuff you do in between that matters. And that's why I say, you know what, today, why am I going to wait for a number? Just do this meet and greet, right? So I'll do it next year. So anyway, you know, his mother said she's at peace. Doesn't mean she's not no longer grieving. She just said, I am at peace. It was his time to go. You can tell she's still heartbroken, but she said pretty much, I'm going to summarize why he was here. I loved him. Nothing was left on the table. I don't have any what ifs. So boom, she said, you know, I'm at peace. But of course, it's still heart-wrenching. His wife and his daughter, they are still going through their own grief because she said the daughter watched them try to revive him on the beach. And she said pretty much a current came. He was somebody else was swimming at the time too. That guy was able to save his own life, but Malcolm was not the best swimmer, she said, and therefore he succumbed to the water. Right? Very sad. And she confirms that the daughter was not swimming with him at the time. She was there, but wasn't swimming with him. She also talked about why he was there. So the daughter was homeschooled. And that's where they was, I guess, the homeschool situation was in Costa Rica. I think she said the wife and the daughter was there 3 weeks before him, and then it was time for the dad to come. He came, and it was this unfortunate accident. So sad. And shout out to all your swimmers out there. Diva can't swim. I can't swim. And the water scares me. And I done tried the swimming lessons more than once. But I guess I try again until you succeed. I guess I will be looking into going for the swimming lessons once again. I'll keep you posted, okay? So Nick Cannon is on the docket tonight. Nick Cannon is playing the blame game. Nick Cannon needs help. And I have to say this because, you know, we do teaching moments every now and then over here. Any woman who gets involved with a man, whether it's Nick Cannon, whether it's this Tyreek Hill, that the list goes on and on. When you get with somebody that you already know there's red flag at the red flag at the red flag, I'm going to say this, you need help too. You do. You need help. And sometimes after you end one relationship, it would, you would do yourself a service. If I'm not saying it got to be years and months and whatever, but you would do yourself a service if you do some type of reflection, some type of woosah, and something to say, if I don't want this same type of person to keep coming into my life, I got to do something different. Figure out what part where you went wrong in the relationship and try to figure out how you don't bring that old baggage into the new relationship so that you're going to have the same type of relationship with a different person. So figure out your life. And Nick Cannon, the reason why I'm so tired of him talking about, the reason why I had 12 kids after I broke up with Mariah is because I was traumatized and all this other stuff. I think you need to shut up. And the reason why I say that is I think it's unfair to the kids. Would I want to hear my father constantly saying in podcasts that the only reason why I'm here is because he was traumatized and didn't get help? So, Nick, you want your kids to be messed up? You want to traumatize the kids? I think he needs to shut up. And if I was his friend, his auntie, his big sister, I would say, just listen, go someplace in Hill and shut up. You need something to do another game show. I don't care what you do. Stop talking about the kids. Matter of fact, do a reality show and have all the baby mamas and all the kids up there. The only kids that's not going to be on that show will be your twins with Mariah Carey, because she ain't going to play them games. But all your other 5, 6, 7 baby mamas, do a reality show, bring them all up there, bring all the kids and whatever. Make your money that way. That way all the baby mamas can get a check. Now, I know another baby mama that's not going to be up there. The one that's the photographer, model. What's her name? Her name's slipping my mind right now. She don't play them games either. But he's ridiculous. We're going to talk about it. Then we got this Brooklyn man. I did a trending topics the other night, and I said violence is never the answer. Well, honey, in Brooklyn, this Bodega, they chose violence. But they didn't get charged with anything. So I don't know what's going to happen in this case. And I don't know what's going on lately where we clearly know that this person did something to that person. They go speak to the police and there's no charges and they get to go home. I don't know what that's about lately, but that's been happening lately in a lot of situations. Well, 2 men in a bodega, I believe they own the bodega out there in Brooklyn. It's the store, in case you're not familiar with the term bodega. Little grocery store, little store in the neighborhood. They said that this man was a menace to society. He was a menace to the neighborhood. And everybody was scared of him. And everybody was sick of him. And they had told him, don't you ever come to our store again. He found himself in their store. Somebody allegedly got knocked out. It's wild. We don't know what really happened. We got to go by what they said. Next thing you know, the people in the bodega, they got a baton. They bashed him upside the head. He ran home. He was bleeding. He passed out. His brother saw him passed out. The brother called the cops. It took the ambulance over 30 minutes to get them. He died at the hospital. And the brother said that everybody in the neighborhood is lying on him because the whole neighborhood is saying the man that died was a menace to society. His brother is calling it all lies. All I got to say is this. I will stand by this no matter who it is. Nobody has the right to take nobody's life. Even if you don't like what I say, you don't have the right to come take my life. Even if I'm a menace to the neighborhood, you don't have a right to take my life. This street justice lately is getting out of control. The street justice is bad. but we're going to talk about it. Now, listen, guys. Y'all know what time it is. What do I need in the chat? I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Tuesday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Sad. We got Malcolm-Jamal Warner, mother, speaking. I mean, listen, I can't even begin to imagine what it is like to bury your child. I'm sure your life will never be the same for you. Nick Cannon and the Blame Gang. Nick Cannon, for a short period, I think he had one season of a talk show. Y'all know I love my talk shows. I go to the talk shows, okay, in the city all the time. He had one season of a talk show, I believe, and maybe it lasted two. I think it lasted one, but whatever. Out there in New York, it was in Harlem, because it was in the old, what was that studio again? 106 and Park studio. It was in the old 106 and Park studio out in Harlem. And in person, Nick is a very nice person. Seemed very spiritual. Before every show, he wanted to come out and pray for us. Somebody needs to pray for Nick. Then we got this Brooklyn man. He's gone. Let me bring the people in there. Hey, Julius. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, y'all, hit the like button or else you ain't getting on the train, because we about to get to getting you here.
Hey, Diva. Hey, Wayne. Hey, 40. Hey, Diva. Hey, my opinion. Hey, Katrina. Listen, people. So, let's get into this. Let's start with Malcolm-Jamal Warner, mother. I'm of a mixed bag of things when it comes to your last moments in life. And when I say I'm a mixed bag, do I believe your time is your time? I do. But do I believe sometimes things can happen where it might not have been your time, but it happened to be your time because somebody did something reckless? I do. So, I don't know the answer to that. But at 54, with his wife and the daughter, I think it's sad. I think, just in general, all of us got to be more aware of water safety, especially if we're not the best swimmer, because I think with every situation, we do really have to take some lessons from it. So his mother, and grief is grief, y'all. And grief is just, it's a lot. But let's listen to his mother talk. I'm going to cue this up. I'm going to go to like the 36 mark because they do show some of his previous work from the Cosby Show and all of that in the first few seconds. But I don't know if they're going to let me get away with that. So I will cue it up to a different point. Let's take a listen.
When you think of your son.
Oh, that smile. That beatific smile.
His smile, the light of his mother, Pamela Warner's life. But this morning, she's sharing heartbreaking details about her son's death on July 20th in Costa Rica.
I heard you say when you were first told, and you live in a cul-de-sac, and you let out a scream that people from the end of the cul-de-sac came running.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. It was from the bottom of my soul, and what came up and what came out was huge. It was an undescribable pain that resonated throughout my body.
Why were they in Costa Rica? What was the purpose of the
His
trip?
wife and daughter had been in Costa Rica 3 weeks prior. She's homeschooled, and this was part of an immersion program. And so that was the last week was for the husbands to come, and this was the fun part.
But as the 54-year-old actor and another man went into the water at this beach in Limon, they were caught in a powerful current.
They were in the water, I think maybe chest deep, even at that, maybe waist deep. There was an undertow. And my son was not an experienced swimmer. He did not know how to deal with an undertow.
In the aftermath, initial reports stated Malcolm and his 8-year-old daughter were both spotted struggling in the water, something Pamela denies.
From what you have known, she was on
shore. She was not in the water.
She was not in the water.
He was with another gentleman. The same thing happened to the other gentleman, but he was a more experienced swimmer, and he was able to rescue himself. But Malcolm was not. That's the physical part of it, but the spiritual part of it was, that was his time. That was his time. And that was the manner in which he was to transition. And this is what I believe and what I feel.
Pamela says she is comforted by the deep conversations they shared through the years.
I'm very grateful that I was chosen to be his mother. I think more than anything, I'm at peace with everything that happened. There was nothing left on the table. There was no shoulda, coulda, woulda. I wish I had said this. I wish I had done this. I don't have that. I feel that our journey together as mother and son was complete.
A loving family man, Malcolm is also survived by his wife, Tanisha Warner, and his daughter.
He fiercely protected their privacy.
Yes.
But he did also glowingly on social.
Oh, yes.
Show pictures and just talk about the love that he had for both of them. How are they doing?
Children process differently. She watched them try to resuscitate him. So she saw that. And I know that's awfully, awfully traumatic. She loved her father dearly. She adored Papa. He was Papa. So they're both in deep grief.
We heard from Tanisha for the first time since her husband's death on Instagram, writing, "Thank you for holding us in so much love during this tender time." Now Pamela, who managed Malcolm's career for decades, is working to honor her beloved son's memory.
What is it that you would want to say to those that you know have reached out to show their support and their love for you and for Malcolm? What is it that you want to say to them?
I'd like for them to continue to support his legacy and support the MJW Living Legacy page, and love where you can, give when you can. Just be better. Just be better, because that's what he wanted and that's what he was working toward. We can all be better selves.
Yeah, Pamela told me that she has her dark moments. In fact, after we conducted the interview, she really had a moment, nothing to share, because she says that's not productive. So she's carrying on Malcolm's work. Yes, he was an actor. He was also a writer, a musician. He was committed to helping young artists. And Pamela's working now to create a foundation in his name to give kids who want to pursue the arts like her son did the kind of support that they need, with the generosity that he gave to so many young artists every day, keeping his legacy alive through the next generation.
Well, you can really feel her pain and her sense of purpose.
Yes, and that's what she said. Her sense of purpose, and she's always been, and it's comforting when you don't have the woulda, coulda, shouldas. That she was so close with Malcolm, and that this is her mission and this is her purpose to help other young artists like he was. You know, when he was Theo, how we got to know him, and he just blossomed into this magnificent, loving family man. And you didn't even know he was a musician.
No, I did not know that. Yeah,
well-rounded in every way.
Yeah.
I love that he kept his life and his family's life private. Boy, and what a life lesson, I mean, that she offers in grief.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Robin.
It's so sad. Julius, your thoughts?
I remember Malcolm's final acting role, which I think it was one of his many. It was on 911. And it was an arc with Peter Cass. I think I just messed up his last name, but you could tell he had grown so much as an actor, because the depth in character that he brought to the character that he was portraying, it was amazing. And it's still half in my mind when I remember seeing that. I'm like, dang, Theo, you grew. You know? Because, even though the Cosby Show went off the air a year before I was born, but that's how I came to know Malcolm as Theo. And he was someone, a jazz musician. And he tried to shy away from the Theo role a little bit. No, you just go be calling me Malcolm and all his autobiographies that he was doing. But he was so talented and so humble. Like, even if he didn't have a whole lot of money, like, he was just so humble. Like, it showed in every interview that he had done that he was thankful. That's it.
Thank you, Julius. I appreciate that. In my opinion, your thoughts?
What an amazing tribute she given to her son. Because I can't imagine losing mine. But I saw my mama lose hers. And I saw the torture it took her through. And finally I asked her, I was like, what is it, mama? She was like, you don't want to bury your own child. You want your children to bury you. She said it's hard to have to put your child in the ground because that's not your plan. And I didn't understand it at the time. But now that I have mine, I can't imagine putting mine in there neither. So it took amazing courage for her to get up there and talk about her baby and hold it together and be so strong. Because I don't know if I could have did it. So go on, mama.
Yeah, I agree with you. Katrina, your thoughts?
God bless her and the rest of her family.
Yeah, God bless her, right? I do. She touched my heart. She really did. Because grief, there are some people that they say we're so sad that they end up dying because of the grief. Sometimes you have a husband and wife couple that been together so long, either the wife died or the husband died, and then shortly after the other one dies right after because they just couldn't take the pain and the grief just took them away. There was this one story where at the funeral of the child, the dad ended up dying. And I do believe that's just grief. It's just, overtakes you, whatever. Let me see. Too good to leave you now. My mom passed when she was 91. I knew she was ready to go, but I still wanted her longer. Girl, listen, I understand. I totally understand. My dad was 85. He passed away last year. And you know what you know, but at the same time, you just wish it could be forever. But the way I resolved in my mind, I was like, he lived a good life and he lived his best life up until his last moment. But when you got somebody that's 54, and especially if you the mom and that's your child, you don't know what to do with yourself. And the way that they're carrying on his legacy, and I really especially pray for his daughter, because I couldn't imagine just 1 minute you playing with daddy, and then daddy, you was there for 3 weeks already. Now daddy comes, and next thing you know, daddy is gone. So like imagine that memory in her head, that daddy came to see us and be with us on my school situation, and now daddy's gone. Mom Dukes, I appreciate you. Thank you. I don't know. It's just grief is a whole situation. You know what? Maybe one day I gotta see. I'm gonna see if I could connect to a professional and maybe on a Saturday I go back. I used to have like different shows on Saturday. Like I used to do a book club, all that. Maybe I can get like a specialist to come and talk about grief and how to like work your way through it on maybe one of my Saturday shows. I'm gonna see what I can do. But I'm going to go ahead and move forward, and I'm going to do this Brooklyn Bodega situation because it has a video attached, and I try to like clear up my screen with the ones that have videos first. So let's take a look. Hold on. Let me share screen. Let's see.
Inside of a bodega in Brooklyn that ended up with one man dead. a worker claiming it was self-defense.
And tonight, an advocate for Bodega workers is praising the district attorney for not filing charges. But the investigation is not over.
Eyewitness News reporter Shantae Lands live in Bushwick with what we know about the case. Shantae?
Mike and Sade, police remain on scene here on Knickerbocker Avenue after a simple fistfight turned into a homicide. A fight turns into a deadly crime scene after this man, 59-year-old Jerry Hill from Bushwick, described by police as an aggressive panhandler, enters this Brooklyn bodega.
I was at the store. I saw the initial argument happen.
Isaiah Rocho says he was inside the Royal Deli and Grill when he witnessed the first of two fights between Hill and two employees.
It was over credit because he owed the store some money and he wasn't paying back and kept asking for stuff. So he got mad that they wouldn't give him the stuff he paid for, so he just chucked it at the employees. The employees got mad and retaliated. They started fighting.
Arocho says Hill left, walked around the corner and down the block to his home before returning to the bodega and starting the fight all over again.
He tried to go behind the counter and he slugged one of the workers and knocked him out. When his co-worker saw him knocked out on the ground, he took an object and hit him over the head.
United Bodegas of America calls the 38-year-old employee's actions self-defense. Police say Hill walked home and lost consciousness.
And that's when I noticed a bunch of firefighters and police personnel just coming racing down the street.
Hill was taken to Elmhurst Hospital, where he was pronounced dead.
That's tragic. I mean, that's like really surprising too.
The Brooklyn District Attorney's Office says Jerry Hill had 26 prior arrests.
His character has always been, he's mean, he doesn't help, he thinks the world owes him something.
He never talks to me, he's pretty friendly. He just kind of sits there and stares.
My heart goes out to the guy's family, and you know, I'm sure this was a horrible accident on behalf of the shop owners too, and I really hope everybody finds peace through this.
And back out live here, where the proof will be on the surveillance video taken by police. Detectives have interviewed the bodega workers and are awaiting autopsy results. So far, no charges have been filed. Meanwhile, Jerry Hill's prior arrests, which spans decades, include insult, robbery, burglary, criminal possession of a weapon and of a controlled substance. Meanwhile, leaders with the United Bodegas of America say they will install about 500 different panic buttons in different stores throughout the city, the most troubled ones, in the coming weeks. Live in Bushwick, Brooklyn, Shantae Lands, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Oh, all right. Let me share screen again. Hold on one second. Because now there were many others within the neighborhood. There was so many videos on this. You know, you had to choose one to show, but there's other people in the neighborhood that's saying that, you know, no, he was a whole menace to society, him and his brother. And listen, there were a lot of arrests. You know, I don't know. It's just always a hard thing to determine, but he lost his life. So, New York City bodega worker fatally beat local nooses, hit him with a baton during deadly deli brawl. It's going to be just a couple seconds. It's not this whole thing where his brother speaks really quickly. It happens fast. So let me.
And a gas right here in the back of his head. I'm like, yo, what happened? He said, yo, the corners are jumping. In that store right there, they jumping. And like I said, my brother died. Would be right there. Come on. I thought it was done. Because I said, yo, he had a beef with this cat in the store right here. I said, yo, my brother would be alive right now if I'd been up. The 911 operator, I'm telling my brother passed out. I said, yo, send an ambulance. Oh, she was saying, yo, she wanted information. I'm like, yo, send an ambulance. I'm giving me the address, send an ambulance right now. Yo, the ambulance never came. The police showed up. And like they said, yo, I'm trying to save my brother. The police came, they took over for me. The ambulance came like 30 minutes later. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. That's how I want to know who that 911 operator was that was like, you give me all the. That's all she had to do was send an ambulance and guarantee my brother would be alive right now. If they didn't send an ambulance, my youngest brother, like I said, yo, my middle brother died. Nobody was even there for him when he died. Now this is my youngest brother. Yeah, I'm the last person left in my family right now. For real, I still got family, but between us and my mom's dead, my sister's dead. Yo, everybody's dead except for me. My brother was not like that. Yo. All these motherfuckers around here. I want everybody to know my brother was the kindest person in the world. If he was your friend, he's your friend. Always. Never stole nothing. Come on. Like I said, yo, they got all these people around here talking about, yo, my brother's this, my brother's that. Nothing like that.
Let me just make sure I pause this. I'm trying to pause it. I don't want it to continue to play. Let me at least turn that down. So a pair of Brooklyn deli workers, deli Brooklyn workers fatally beat a neighborhood nuisance and smacked him in the head with a baton during a deadly scuffle on Monday night, according to police sources. And that was his brother who spoke. Gary Hill, a 59-year-old Bushwick local who, with more than 24 busts on his rap sheet, clashed with the two workers at Royal Deli and Grill shortly after 7 p.m. Monday and then ran home and died, cops and sources said. The deli workers who have not been charged were later taken into custody for questioning, but Bushwick locals told the Post that Hill was a known troublemaker in the neighborhood for years. That is Gary Hill that died. If they had a petition to let the deli workers out of jail, I would sign it, one area resident said. For years, we have been having problems with him. He and his brothers terrorized this neighborhood. And they're talking about the guy that died and his brothers, okay? I got nothing nice to say, he added. It's just an effed up situation. Another area resident who identified himself only as Sammy said Hill had been booted from the store before for stealing. There were multiple altercations with this man, he said. He told you not to come into his store to prevent problems. If a person telling you not to come into this place of establishment where they do business, why are you still coming here? So you brought this upon yourself, he added. Nobody on this block wanted him to get unalive. Records show that Hill was mostly charged with assault recently charged with assault on July 25th after allegedly slugging the victim in the face and back on Knickerbocker Avenue and was released without bail. According to sources, Hill has been busted a total of 26 times. On Monday, Hill allegedly got into a beef with two deli workers, a 48-year-old man and a 37-year-old man, and was struck in the head with a baton during the scuffle. He allegedly stumbled home to Jefferson Street apartment where he collapsed, the sources said. Hill's brother tried to revive him and call 911, and he was rushed to Elmhurst Hospital where he was pronounced dead shortly after 8 p.m., according to police. The two suspects were taken into custody at the 83rd precinct, but later released without charges pending an autopsy on Hill, law enforcement sources said. Brooklyn prosecutors said that the incident is under investigation. At a press conference at the scene Tuesday, Fernando Mateo, a rep for the United Bodegas of America, said Hill sparked the fatal confrontation by punching one of the employees. According to the bodega owners and workers, he tried to get behind the counter and he slugged one of the workers and knocked them out, Mateo said. When his co-worker saw him knocked out on the ground, he took an object and hit him over the head. This is called self-defense, he added. Meanwhile, his brother disputed neighbors' claims about his local rep. That narrative that they're talking about my brother right now, like he was a thief, a robber, and a thug, he definitely wasn't, Christopher Hill said Tuesday. I want everybody to know my brother was the kindest person in the world. If he was your friend, he's your friend. He said Gary Hill came home with a gash on his head and collapsed, prompting him to call the ambulance. Which he said did not arrive for a half an hour after cops were already there. My brother went through a lot, he said. All of these MFers around here, this BS they talking, that's not my brother. It's crazy because they're trying to make my brother like he was an effing thug, and he wasn't a thug. Well, you know what? May he rest in peace. He's gone now. It's a terrible situation. Julius, your thoughts?
So sad. So sad. Folks need to think before they act.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like the owner had to defend his business.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some folks, they live by the saying, fluff around and find out. It's sad to say, but that's how some folks live sometimes. That's it.
In my opinion,
I'm not a big fan of this street justice.
Me either.
I feel like we got laws for a reason. We got law enforcement for a reason.
Talk.
If he was causing you this much trouble, get the police to trespass him out of your store. I'm tired of the endless killings and stuff like that. People are losing their lives when they shouldn't. I feel bad for the brother that had to see his brother just pass away in front of him because it shouldn't have took 30 minutes for an ambulance to come. When he called, they should have sent the police and the ambulance. I just don't understand why they didn't send it. It feels like this was a tragedy all the way around. And if he was arrested 20-some times, he should have been in the jail cell. I just don't understand why we keep letting people out to terrorize the neighborhoods when we know they're going to keep doing the same thing. If they ain't going to act right, then lock them up. At least keep the streets safe. But if we keep letting them out, and this is what's going to keep on happening, the street justice going to happen. So they got to make up their mind. Do you want street justice, or do you want to lock them up and at least be safe?
Thank you. In my opinion, Wayne, your thoughts?
Yeah, so am I supposed to believe that all these people telling a lie on this man, and he ain't never done this, and he ain't done it, he got a rap sheet this long? You know, if you don't want to be unalived, you don't need to put yourself in those kind of situations. It could have been the other way around. He could have grabbed something and hit one of them. If the story is as it was presented, and he grabbed one of the employees and all that, and they get into this scuffle, it could have been, it's fair game. He just got the wrong end of it. It's unfortunate. I mean, I can't believe all these people are lying. They're saying the same thing. And then he has this big police report. I feel for his brother. He lost his brother in such a way. But his brother, didn't the article say his brother went back? He went back to the store.
The news said he went back to the store.
Yeah, he went back to the store. So it's unfortunate, but he put himself in that situation. That's it.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, Diva. Two things I've heard. The guy said that the store would give them credit. So I guess the store people liked him. They was giving him credit to buy stuff, and he didn't pay that off. So he came back to the store to get more stuff, but they wouldn't do it until you paid that off. So they obviously must have some type of business or know who he was or whatsoever to, give him credit and, probably looking out for him whatsoever. And then you get mad because you didn't pay these people their money. Ain't nobody gonna keep giving you stuff and you not paying for what you already done had. Now, I can see if you didn't pay for it. And the second thing is, even though I hope their camera was working, because the man came out and said that he had knocked the other one out flat, and he saw it, and so he got the baton and hit him in the head. So he said self-defense. But first of all, if he's over this person, he's not attacking you. So how you gonna claim self-defense if he wasn't coming after you? Now, if the man would have got off the ground and did something to him, I could see that being self-defense. But since he wasn't attacking you at that moment, how you gonna claim self-defense? That's not a self-defense, because at that point in time, you weren't in danger because he wasn't coming after you. And by him getting hit in the top of the head, it probably, bust a vessel or something up there or damaged his skull, and it was bleeding in that. But if they got the camera showing exactly what happened, we can go from there. But as he's saying this, he said that he came out, he seen the co-worker on the ground, got knocked out flat, and he grabbed the baton and hit the man on the head. But the man wasn't, he did not say the man was coming after him. He said that he seen him standing over that guy and he hit him. So it's not self-defense on him, because he was not being aggressive towards you. He was aggressive to the one on the floor. So maybe when they look at the cameras and stuff like that, and you can't determine nobody past to what happened in that present moment at that point in time. And what I would say to everybody, like my mama told me, because I thought I was the baddest thing on the street, because I could fight at that point in time. The kids right here.
Yeah. Thank you, Katrina. 48, your thoughts?
Okay, so I was in a similar situation, but like on the opposite end. Like a lady came into the corner store that I was working, and she assaulted me, and I almost unalived her. And when I got locked up, I had no bail until like the lady was okay. You know what I'm saying? So I understand from the people that are working inside of a convenience store. First of all, those people need to be paid more money. They need more life insurance. It's a very dangerous job, and people come in there and they assault you, not just verbally, but people will physically like put their hands on you in these convenience stores, so is it sad that the man lost his life? Yeah, it is sad that you lost your life, but then you can't get mad at somebody from, first of all, they said that you did it to them before. Ain't that what the article said? Like, you've been in there and done beat the people up, and then you coming back and you steady trying to beat the people up. I get what Katrina was saying, but I think that's going to be the catch-22. You already assaulted these people. You came back into their store, assaulted the man on the day that you lost your life. You kept playing silly games and you won a silly prize. That's why people need to treat people how they would want to be treated. Talk to people how you would want someone to talk to you. Imagine if that's someone that you love. To me, that's how now I live. I used to be hot-headed like that until I got in real serious trouble and was like, damn, I could lose everything. You know what I'm saying? Just for being mad, trying to prove that I could beat somebody up. It's not worth it, man. It really isn't. And you don't know what the next person is going through. But I can guarantee you this. If he done came into that store and beat them people up before, they was ready for him to try that again, and they won't go take it. So I think the dude that knocked him in the head with the baton, he probably did it because we don't know if that's the guy that he knocked out in the first fight before he came back. You know what I'm saying? So, it's sad, but he got what he was asking for.
Yeah, it's very sad, and he has a record. He and I get the brother trying to defend his brother because he got nobody left in his family but the brother that died, right? So now it's just him, and he's feeling bad. But his brother did go in the store, cause some type of ruckus, left, and he came back. And when he came back, he cold clocked the guy out.
But Diva, like in my opinion, said, why didn't they call the cops? If they would have called the cops, maybe the cops would have been there and did a police report so they would have a paper trail. They didn't do that.
No, listen,
They knew what type of person he was.
Right. Let me say this, Katrina. I'm not disagreeing. I don't believe in this street justice either. But the other caveat is that just in July, he did something, got arrested, and then they released him on no bail. This man, unfortunately, I believe the neighborhood. He was terrorizing the neighborhood. Does that justify him now not being alive? It doesn't. But I mean, at some point, you keep playing stupid games, you're going to get a stupid prize. And then I think too that I don't know if him walking home, and he probably thought the gash and whatever happened to him wasn't that bad. I don't know if him walking home made it worse in terms of the timing of him getting help. Maybe if he would have fell out on the street, maybe help would have came sooner. I don't know. I don't know if it was his time. I don't know. I know it's sad, but you could tell from the footage, he went in the store, he left the store, he came back to the store. He was somewhat respectfully a menace. And it's sad, and the whole neighborhood was scared of him. I got another video. I'm not going to show it, but the other guy in the neighborhood, he didn't even want the news to show his face. But he said they terrorized the neighborhood. So you got honest working people, you got people trying to run a store, and so I don't think they gave him credit because he was so nice. I think they gave him credit just to kind of calm him down every now and then and say, okay, yeah, go ahead, take the chips, take the soda, and we'll write a bill here. You owe us $5 or whatever. And then when he started getting out of control, thinking he could just come there and get what he wanted for free, I think they had enough of him. It's very sad. It's very sad. There's nothing else I could say about it. I'm gonna roll into the Nick Cannon story. So the Nick Cannon story, Nick Cannon, he really, really needs help. The sad part about this is Nick has 12 kids. I want to say maybe 11 because I know the one had passed away, but he has a lot of kids. And if this was a father just from the regular neighborhood, people will be losing their mind. Money doesn't solve everything. And we have seen that by these different celebrity stories that we hear about where they all got money and they're still jacked up. I'm going to respectfully say this. Look at Will and Jada kids. So it's not really about money. It's about the quality time that you spend with your kids and what you pour into them. So careless Nick Cannon claims becoming a 12-time dad was trauma response to the Mariah Carey divorce. And him and what's that David Justice talking about why him and Halle Berry broke up because she didn't know how to cook clean and he didn't think she was going to be a good mother. Stop blaming this on your divorce. Blame it on yourself. Nick Cannon was wilding out after his and Mariah Carey's divorce. The Masked Singer host admitted on the Breakfast Club Monday that being a 12-time father was a trauma response from the breakup. The actor 44 called his actions careless and frivolous. You got these kids. They got to hear that I got here off of a careless act. This is crazy. If I would have done the work and the healing after getting divorced, I probably would have took my time in a lot of other scenarios, he explained. For whatever reason, I thought that the answer was a lot of time. I thought that was the answer a lot of times. Like, oh, I'm going to figure it out over here. Now you're leaving trauma every step of the way instead of fixing it from this origin. Host Charlamagne Tha God shared a clip of the interview via Instagram, writing, trauma response can show up in people's lives in many ways. And I do agree with that. Cannon welcomed twins Moroccan and Moreau, now 14, while married to Carey, 56, from 2008 to 2016. After calling it quits with the singer, the former Nickelodeon star moved on with Brittany Bell, with whom he shares son Golden 8, daughter Powerful 4, and son Rise 2. The Drumline star is also father of 3 kids with Abby De La Rosa, twins Zion and Zillion 4, and daughter Beautiful 2. Additionally, Cannon welcomed daughter Onyx 3 with Lanisha Cole. Lanisha Cole's another one of the baby mothers. She don't play them games with Nick. Son Legendary 3 with Bree, and daughter Halo 2 with Alyssa Scott. His and Scott's first child together, son Zen, died in December 2021. Looking back on his family expansion on Monday, Cannon said, I had the money, I had the access to whoever and however I wanted to move. Then obviously life happens as well. It wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna have 12 kids, he added. It was more about like, yo, I'm just gonna live life and have fun, and whatever happens, happens. I can handle it. Now you stress the heck out. All that alum noted that while he wasn't acting out, he could have thought the process through a little bit more and taken time to actually do the inner work. Cannon told radio listeners things might have been a little different in certain scenarios. Social media users had mixed reactions to the rapper's confession, with many proud fans praising Cannon for his mature and transparent revelation. Others, however, claim it shouldn't have taken 12 kids to figure it out, with one quipping, imagine being his kid and hearing this. That part for me, that part. In March, Cannon insisted on the We Playing Spades podcast that he's not done having children. As for whatever the Wildin' Out host would concede baby number 13 with a new woman or a former partner, he said, I don't know. That's the thing. I'll leave it to the Lord. Don't bring God into this. This is your mess. Like, stop. Stop. It's a nonsense. Julius, your thoughts?
Oy vey, he sounds like a broken record.
Mm-hmm.
I can see why Mariah Carey was done with that relationship because, you know, even though he has his show Wildin' Out, remember when she did that pop-up, that one episode? She like,
I don't.
But I'm just saying, he was playing games since then. Because she popped up, honey. She said, I'll shut this whole thing down. Yes, she did. So she chose to shut down the relationship. And he still has not come to terms with that she was done with him. And so I'm going to be petty and say this. Why are you so obsessed with me? I really want to know. And he has to realize, he has to look in the mirror and realize he is the problem. Only he can fix him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not having more babies, that's not going to solve your issues, Nick.
Right.
It's just going to make you broke in the end. But you're showing especially your two oldest children, them babies, what not to do.
Thank you, Julius. I appreciate you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
Nick Cannon is a clown, and these women are clowns too. First of all, you know if you lay down unprotected, there's a chance that it's gonna be a baby. So miss me with this, okay? I ain't giving him no sympathy. Yes, there's trauma, but people that go through trauma don't go up and knock up 5 women at the same time.
Come on now. His
babies are all there together. I mean, he was sleeping with all of them at the same time, and they was clowns for laying down with them. I'm not on the show with him. Okay, I ain't gonna get on this clown bus with him and be a clown with him. This is the play stupid games, gets to win stupid prizes. He won this stupid prize, and I deal with it. Only thing I feel sorry for is these babies. These babies are one day gonna grow up. They gonna see this interview, and they gonna regret. He gonna regret that because they gonna take him down and through there for this. They gonna make him feel that pain that he's gonna put on them.
Thank you. In my opinion, Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, Nick Cannon was reckless. He was irresponsible. Not only irresponsible, but he's not going to suffer the way those kids are going to suffer by not growing up in a 2-parent household. I know it doesn't always have to be that circumstances, but this is deliberate. He cannot give him his fully divided attention, all of them. It's so many of them. Even if he wanted to, he's created something that inevitably some child's going to be broken. The mom's going to get another. The mom's going to get another man. They may get another one. Then the other one, because you got all these kids. It's so many things, different scenarios that can happen in their life because they didn't grow up in their wholesome family home, possibly. So that's my opinion. I mean, like they said in the article, it took 12, and he's talking about more, and then talk about the Lord. How convenient to bring the Lord. Lord, it had nothing to do with it.
You better talk.
That's it.
Thank you. Even the dog said they ain't having it. Katrina, your thoughts?
Steve, I was just gonna say the same thing. Some dogs say no, it wasn't. It's a race between, but there's a difference. Okay, he's out there having all these kids and stuff, and people are saying not the same things that they're saying about Kiki Wyatt, because it look like she's on the same train. Well, she's the mama, but golly, lady. Ooh. So it's like a race between the two of them. Like, who gonna have one? Who gonna have another one? Who gonna have this one? And I really don't think he's sleeping with these women. I think it's in vitro. I really do. I really think he's having these. I really believe it's in vitro fertilization. I might be wrong, but if I'm not, these some nasty women and him. How you sleeping with this man, knowing that he has slept with these other so-called other women? And you don't know if they got something, because sometimes Texas don't come up right then and there. It can get down the line. And all y'all sleeping with this man, knowing that he got all these different babies, knowing all this stuff is happening. I really believe it's in vitro. But regardless of that or not, boy, if you're not, and then this is the thing, you can give the women the babies and they supposed to be take care of the baby, but you're not dealing with all the stress of having the baby at night, because I'm quite sure you're not with every baby mama every night. So the mom's got to do all the hard work. Yeah, you might pay for it whatsoever, but she still got to raise the child, take the child to school, dance lessons, uh, after school programs, swimming, the ballet, whatever. They still got to do it. Yeah, you probably be paying for it, but you're not doing any of the responsibility. She can get out and get a job and pay for that herself, which I doubt they will. But what I'm just saying is, you getting off easy. You just right here making the babies, and the women's got to be the one that take them and do everything they have to be done. Put them to bed, feed them, sleep, and get them up, put them dressed, and everything. What is you doing? Because there's no possible way you doing every one of them, all these kids the same way. There's no way. And if you are, you need to let every man and every father in America know how you in every house with 12 different women, with 12 different children every day. You need to let us know how you doing that, because you one heck of a man. Because like I said, the women is taking on all the responsibilities, but you can't do nothing to blame them, because they know what they was getting into in the first place. But like we said, we just feel sorry for the children, because this is sick. But that's all I got. I hope they know each other so they won't be in a relationship with each other down the line. That's all I got, Diva.
Yeah, thank you. I think what happened was all of them did not know about each other in the beginning. Lanisha Cole didn't realize that he was having other babies at the same time she was pregnant. Because he was not being truthful, and I think this was all natural. Nick not using nothing and having these babies with these ladies. And it's sad. I think, just like right now, the singer Neo, he got 4 girlfriends and they all know about each other. I think some of them knew about each other, some of them didn't, and they really could care less until one day they wake up with something that they can't get rid of. Maybe, I don't know, not for sure. Maybe they'll care then, or maybe they won't. 48, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that Nick is just a raunchy individual. The only show that I think that was okay was the one that came on network television, but everything else he does shows you the kind of guy that he is. And I heard him say one time this is how they used to do back in the day, they'll have like 10, 11, 12 kids. But the difference was those women were with the one man and had all those kids with that one guy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
even though even people back then, yeah, they had a lot of kids, 10, 11, 12, a lot of kids. And yes, every child didn't get the care that you would think they should get. It's just like Katrina said, it's just humanly impossible, and it's the two parents in the house.
Right.
Some child is gonna feel some kind of way about something with two parents. You got 12 all over the place and you not even in there. So like Wayne said, yeah, it's gonna be some child that feels a certain way, but it's definitely gonna be more than one.
Yeah.
And it's definitely selfish of him. Like, and he needs to look at like the content that he's putting out. Like, have y'all seen his spades thing that he has? I
No.
put in his comments, like
I've seen
when
it.
it
Yeah.
first started, I was like, okay, this is cute. But then it's like I can't sit down and like watch that with my sons because everything is so sexual. Everything is just like over the top. And I'm getting sick of seeing that. Maybe because I'm getting older, but
Mhm.
it's just he do too much.
Mm.
He's a nice looking man. Can't take that from him. He's a talented man. He's just doing too much. For what reason? I don't know. Like, I don't know what he's like lacking or trying to compensate for, but I don't get it. And I don't get the women that are so infatuated with him that want to keep having this. I just wouldn't want that. I'm a selfish type of person when it comes to my like lovers. So and all of my kids are by one man. So I wouldn't want to be a woman that's associated with a dude that got 11 other baby mamas. Like
Well,
you look
48,
foolish.
we have connected. We have
You look
connected on it.
foolish. You
Yeah.
think that you are different? What
Mhm.
made you want to be number 11? 10, 9, 8, or 7?
Come
What
on.
what made you? You thought that you was going to change him? He brags about being able to sleep with all these women. He
Mhm.
brags about it. They just look a damn fool.
Yeah. And
They
listen,
getting paid for it. That's the thing. They getting money. They getting house. They getting G wagons. But that still is not going to come to the fact of how these kids are being raised. Their dad is still not there. You got them. You go to school. Who's your dad? Nick Cannon. They in the same grade. Who's your dad? Nick Cannon. Who's your dad? Nick Cannon. Child, it's just he can run his own school. It's a football team. My granddaddy had 15 kids, and my grandma, oh, don't know how the heck she did it, but they was together. There was one household with he had 7 girls and 8 boys. How in the heck she did that? I don't know, and I don't want to know.
but the thing
But
is, Katrina, they did it.
yeah, they did it.
They did it.
They did it. They raised 15 kids
He's not in none of these households, and
at all
during those days, family was more
stuck
family
together.
than it is now. Yeah. And
Yes,
48, I am with you. Why would I want to be number 7, 8, 9, 10? Listen, I don't even want to be number 2, to be honest with you. Listen, but you know what? If I was in that position and I was in that stage where I could have kids, it had to be a heck of something, because I'm gonna forever have to deal with baby mama number 1. Why would I want to sign up to deal with 8 or all of no?
Facts.
No, no, I'm not about to do it. I'll take a pass on that. And this is just so incredibly sad for the kids. And like somebody made a comment, at some point your kids got to grow up to hear this. I think now he's scrambling to do whatever for this money. And like you said, with that new show, I did not see it. I'm not even interested in seeing it. What I used to love, though, I did love Wildin' Out. I don't know if it still comes on any new things, but I used to love that
it
show.
do. It still comes on, Diva.
Okay, yeah, I used to really love that show, but I just feel like now just everything on TV is just so over the top, and everything has to be sexual. You think you watching a nice little family show, and then all of a sudden it just turns into just the crazy. It's just like, can they leave one thing And does everything have to be about sex? It's just, it's insane. And I just feel like the way our world is today with all of this violence and stuff, it's a lot to be spoken about. That's all I can say. But I don't care how much money he has. I don't care what money they're getting. I don't care what house they live in. Why would I on purpose sign up to be in a single parent household?
And all the stress is on you. Girl, please.
Listen, I wouldn't do it. Because when the kid gets sick, what you got to pack the kid up now and take the kid to go get the Tylenol versus saying, one of you stay here with the kid, one go get the Tylenol. It's even simple things like that. It matters. I don't know. I just don't understand people today. And I don't understand these women that they will do anything to have money. I just couldn't do it. But listen, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. Y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, do the diva a favor, hit it on the way out. I'll see you tomorrow night for Trending Topics. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo choo.
Bye.
Choo choo.
Choo choo choo.